In today's video, I'm going to share with you guys how to really perfect the back pose. I'm going to show you guys two variations, one with the legs apart and the other one with the legs crossed. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this, and I've seen a ton of variations of how to hit the perfect back pose, and I've kind of tried all of them. So what I'm sharing with you guys is just from experience and from what I know really makes the glutes really pop, look really nice and round, and also allows that hamstring to really separate and really pop. So the first one is kind of the universal rule of thumb. If you're gonna do a back pose, always do it with the legs apart. If you're naturally more ectomorphic or you have a longer, leaner body, then you can definitely do the legs crossed. But if your legs are really full or you hold a lot of muscle in your lower body, doing the legs crossed can kind of hurt you more than it can help you. It makes you look very full from the bottom and very small from the top. So like I mentioned in my other videos, it's all about keeping the body in proportion and in balance. So if you hit your back pose with the legs crossed and it looks really full, a little bit overwhelming to the point where your glutes look small, then always keep your legs apart and hit the back pose with the legs spread out. So let's get started. So if you guys have seen my previous video where I talk about transitions and how to do quarter turns, then you already know that you need to do a quarter turn in order to turn towards the back or to go from the back to the front. So we're going to start from a quarter turn, from a side profile transition. So like I did in the last video, you're going to step forward, you do a small quarter turn, pressing the glutes back, hand in front of the quad, shoulder up. So from here, this is how we lead into our back pose. Very, very basic. You want to make sure that your body stays in balance. So you want to take the leg that's in front facing the judges, whether it be the right leg or the left leg. In this case, this is my right leg. You want to take the right leg, keep turning towards the back, and place the right leg right under the right shoulder. Take the left leg and place it right under the left shoulder. Now, very important, you do not want to drop your glutes. So let's do that again. So if you're in your quarter turn, you're pressing that glute out for a reason. You want to make sure that it looks full. You want to make sure that it's basically slapping these judges in the face. So you're going to leave that glute right there. You're going to leave that arch in the lower back. Press that booty back. Take the right leg, place it right under the right shoulder while keeping the glutes high. Take the left leg, place it right under the left shoulder. And here is the key. You never want to fall forward and you never want to stand straight up. You want to sit into the glutes. So I'm going to face you guys and do this back pose. So I turn to the back. Now, for the toes, super important, you always want to work from the ground up. You only want to turn your toes out if you're not super quad heavy. If you have quads that are a little bit overwhelming or they're a little bit bigger or the judges have told you that your legs are a little big, make sure to turn your toes in and keep them parallel with your body. Now, if you have really nice full glutes and your quads are not as developed, turn your toes out so the judges can see the quads from behind. In my case, I always kind of keep them a little neutral, not totally turned out and not completely parallel. So I just let them follow the path of the knee. You want to place your hands right in front of your quads and sit back into your glutes. You want to sit into the heels of your shoes and stretch through your glutes and your hamstrings. So what I want you guys to do with your back, I'm going to show you from a side profile view. So if I stepped and I quarter turned here, and I'm doing just a side profile to show you guys, butt is pressed out towards the judges, hands come right in front of the quads. You're going to lean forward and you're going to sit into your glutes and hamstrings, lock your knees, leave your lower back right where it is, and you're going to press yourself straight up. You never want to be leaning forward and you never want to be standing like this. So you want to leave your lower back right there and arch yourself straight up. And that is what makes your glute hamstring tie-in really pop. So it comes from stretching the lower back, sitting into the glutes and hamstrings. So if I'm doing it facing the back, step quarter turn, face the back, glutes high, feet right under the shoulders, lean forward and sit myself straight up and hold. And that's how you hit a back pose with the legs apart. All right, so the second variation of this back pose is gonna be with the legs crossed. Now, I've seen a lot of variations as well of this back pose, and I'm gonna show you how to really kind of perfect it to the point where your legs don't look overwhelmingly big, and it really makes the glute hamstring tie-in pop. Now, if you guys have fuller lower bodies, so basically if you have a lot more muscle in your lower body than your upper body, you don't want to do this legs crossed back pose because it can make your lower body look very overwhelming. It can also take over your glutes and make your glutes look really small. So if you've noticed that in the mirror, if you're like, you're unsure, take a picture. I always say rule of thumb, go with the legs apart. But legs crossed, if you want to do it, this is the best way how. So again, same thing, we're going to start from the quarter turn. Sitting into the glutes, shoulder up, hand right in front of the quad. When you turn to the back, you're gonna leave your feet exactly where they are. So if you did a quarter turn to where you're like this, front knee bent, back leg is straight, or you did a quarter turn where your legs are crossed like this, your feet are gonna basically stay exactly where they are. So from here, start again, quarter turn, hold. You're basically just gonna pivot to the back, turning your shoulders to the back, and bringing your feet together like while you're turning so that they create a little T just like this. You never want to cross your legs over and bend over. It smashes your inner hamstrings. It takes away all the definition from your legs. So you want to accentuate the muscle by stretching into it, not by crossing and smashing it. So again, I'm going to face the back. Step quarter turn. I'm going to keep facing the back. I'm going to bring that right leg, tighten it towards the left, and I'm gonna same thing, press into the glutes and hamstrings, slightly turn the toes out, and really stretch into the lower back and press the glutes back and press the shoulders back. So if I do from a side profile view, just like I did with the legs apart, step quarter turn, I'm gonna keep facing the back, I'm gonna bring the legs into a small T, and I'm going to sit into the glutes and hamstrings, turn the toes out, keep the abs tight, press the shoulders back, and hold. Basically, all of the stretch comes from the glutes and hamstrings and the lower back. So basically from here, the only way to turn around is to step and quarter turn forward. I hope you guys have found this video insightful. I hope these poses really help you. One thing that I definitely want you guys to keep in mind is that in the back pose, it's all about keeping the glutes up. You never, ever, ever want to drop your glutes. The moment you drop the glutes, it's almost like letting your entire body drop. So it's all about keeping the glutes pressed out and keeping the glutes lifted and pressed at all times. So if you guys like this video, please feel free to leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You guys can find me on Instagram under LisetteHoward_fitness, and stay tuned because part 4 of the video is coming right after this one.